organizing life. I grew up in an Air Force family. My dad was a career Air Force guy, and we moved around all the time. And in 1968, we were living in Northwest Florida, and I worked on the Nixon campaign as a young Republican. And then I tried to join the Air Force in '71. I flunked my induction physical. I had to get a waiver to get in, and most people were trying to stay out. And after my training, I was sent to the Travis Air Force Base in California. It was an airlift base for the war. And GIs would come to our base, fly to Vietnam. The planes would come back. They'd bring the body bags, bring the walking wounded, and all that stuff. One night, a guy sat on the street corner, didn't want to go, cut his penis off. Never forget it. And in order not to go to Vietnam, you know. So, and then my first roommate, as it turned out, when I checked in the barracks, they kept saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. We'll get you out of this room as soon as possible." I had no clue what they were talking about. We walked in, and there were anti-war posters all over the wall. And as it turned out, he was one of the organizers in the GI resistance movement. So at night, knock on the door, white guys come in, sit in a circle, talking about the war. I'm in the corner thinking, they're fucking communists. You know. Another night, black guys come in, talking about racism in the military across America. I'm sitting in the corner, these are fucking communists. And then they started smoking pot, which I'd heard of. And I like to quote Bill Clinton here, I never inhale. But we've learned a lot about the effects of secondhand smoke on innocent bystanders over the years. And so I believe my brain was damaged. And in time, my chair moved into a circle, and I became one of these guys. And so I did 3.5 years of hard time. And after I got out, I decided I wanted to do something good with my life. I didn't have a clue what that meant. But I was going to college at the University of Florida. I was just ready to graduate. I got recruited by the United Farm Workers Union to organize fruit pickers in Florida. And I thought, yeah, that's. So I quit college. I never graduated. And I've been an organizer ever since. In '83, I began working in the peace movement, living in Orlando, Florida, began focusing on space. And that's how I got into the whole space thing. So this is where I am today. But I hated Florida weather, I hated Florida politics, and so I moved to Maine in 2003 with my partner, and very happy to live there. And wonderful friends there, and great being there. I want to say a few things. One of the things that really destroyed my remaining illusions that I had about America was reading the Pentagon Papers